Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is Gordon Frayne. We are back with another video. The entire market has dumped. What is going on? That's what we're talking about in today's video. As always, if you enjoy the content, please make sure to smash that thumbs up button below, hit the subscribe button as well, smash that bell notification icon, and don't forget to grab your completely free copy of The Rise of Bitcoin. It's linked below this video in the description. Get your completely free copy, and let's get into it. So Bitcoin, along with the entire market, has pulled back very sharply over the past 7 days. We saw most of this triggered somewhat by the Bybit hack that occurred on Friday, February 25th. So again, we actually got up for Bitcoin above $99,000 here that Friday morning before the announcement of the Bybit hack for about $1.4 billion worth of Ethereum. It seems that that has also gone unresolved, and it seems like the hackers have gotten away with it for now. Bybit remains solvent. They have had the funds on hand to be able to go ahead and ensure that users' funds are safe. But a huge drop off in price in the days in the immediate aftermath of that event. Did that trigger it? Was that part of, Bybit and other centralized exchanges selling off certain assets to buy them back lower to recoup some of those losses? I'm not sure. But what we've seen was Bitcoin essentially go from 99,000 all the way down as low as 78,000 in a 7-day period. So again, we bounced here from about 78,400. We're back up to about 84,790 at the time of recording this video. And as you can see, we came all the way down to retest the 200-day simple moving average here. We wicked way below it on the daily candle yesterday on February 28th, and we're back up above it, moving a little bit higher here today. So that is looking nice, but we may not be out of the woods just yet. Unfortunately, along with Bitcoin, many alts have moved much, much lower as well. We're seeing Ethereum currently at 2174. It's broken down currently below this long-term support as well. We need to see if Ethereum can get back up above this level of support. Otherwise, it may go a little bit lower. Solana is back up to around 140. It did get as low as about 126 over the past couple of days. There was some good news with the announcement of some futures becoming available for trading for Solana in the month of March this month. So that might be helpful and is helping to bring that price back up ever so slightly. I am seeing some pretty good support here for Solana around that $125 mark. This 4 to 6 month period here during the course of 2024 served as some very good support, with the price of Solana not closing below that level during that entire period. So I do think we should continue to get bought up in this area, in this zone, since we've come into it. That appears to be what's happening for the moment. Again, let's wait and see what happens. We did have long-term support trend broken here around February 17th for Solana when we dropped below $180. If we go all the way back to 2023, you can see that we had this trend holding for a 2-year period, and we have the break below it from 180. We came all the way down to this level. As I said, I'm hoping we can continue to get bought up in this zone. And again, not financial advice, guys, but possibly a good buy the dip opportunity for Solana between 120 and 140 US dollars. Do your own research. We're looking at some of the other majors, just like SUI. SUI has also broken below the 200-day simple moving average. We've been trying and struggling to get back above that for the past couple of days. The next major level of support for me here is around $2.34. So if you're thinking about setting limit orders, again, not financial advice, always do your own research. It might be a nice idea to plan some of those limit orders between 253 and 234. We did wick as low as 252 here just a couple days ago. Again, for the price of SUI. SUI did wick even further to the downside on the 3rd of February. So I think this level of support is the next major level that we should experience after the 200-day simple moving average. Now that that's been broken, we might even see a quick turn of the trend, though. If Bitcoin can hold 84, 85 and start marching back towards the high 80s, we might see SUI and other alts moving back to the upside. But The last token I'll mention here is Tau. Tau has come right back down to 324 where we're at right now. We had tested those levels here at the beginning of February as well. We wicked as low as 241, then came back up for the body of these candles to close around 320, and that level at 320 you can see is continuing to hold here for the moment at least. So we might see some consolidation in this area before we actually see Tau begin moving to the upside once again. Again, much of this precedented by what's going to happen with Bitcoin and if it can stay around the mid-80s here and hold this 200-day simple moving average. Now, what's causing all of this? Well, it's very difficult to put a finger on exactly what is happening. We mentioned the stuff about the Bybit hack. We also saw, the unwind of this futures carry trade that's been happening with the Bitcoin ETFs. We saw record outflows with some of the Bitcoin ETFs as well. I think if we look over what's been happening in the past day or so, you are seeing some of the ETFs coming back in to scoop up and start buying some more Bitcoin. That could be a positive sign because if they're starting to purchase once again, it could mean that we've seen the end of this carry trade unwind and we might be finding support around this area in the low 80s. So again, I would like to see the ETFs coming in to scoop up this dip. I think you will see that playing out over the course of the next couple of weeks. But I know it's difficult and it's never fun to see your portfolio dropping when we have times and volatility just like this. But this is not abnormal for Bitcoin and its price action compared to what we've seen in previous cycles, guys. And if you've been around for a few years in the crypto space, you know this is not necessarily wholeheartedly uncommon. If we jump back even to see the type of volatility we had here in 2024 alone, even more recently, we saw these highs, around 71,000 before pulling all the way back down to, let's see, around, even on the bottom of the wick here, a 26% retrace. Now, granted, that did take place over a 112-day period, so more like a 3 to 4 month period. This most recent pullback, if we go from the highs up here at 109 down to a 28% retracement, this took place over a 1 month period or about a 5-week period. So happening on a bit of a shorter time frame, but definitely not uncommon compared to what we've seen even as recently as 2024. And again, if we look back to the previous cycle, these types of drawdowns are definitely not uncommon. We had this particular drawdown in the last cycle when we had that double top and we had the summer lows with price coming down as much as 54% in a 70-day period. Even if we map that to this particular low, that was a 50% pullback in a 35-day period, the exact same time period we just saw from those 109 highs down to these $78,000 lows. A 53% pullback in a 35-day period. That's almost double, not quite, but almost double in terms of a percentage drawdown from what we just saw in this most recent 35 days. So this type of volatility is not uncommon. I know it's not fun to stomach it when it's happening, but if you can learn to treat these opportunities as a buy the dip opportunity, then you're going to position yourself for success. I mean, if you were scooping up this particular 50% drawdown and buying in this zone, just look at the gains you would have made on Bitcoin alone over the subsequent 140 days. You would have made a 130+% gain. So I know it's not easy. It's difficult. It's difficult, firstly, to stomach the pain of the volatility, and it's even more difficult to have the wherewithal to go ahead and execute on these buying the dip opportunities. But ultimately, if you can do that, you're going to position yourself for success. If you believe in this space, if you believe in Bitcoin, if you believe that this cycle is not truly over just yet, then these types of drawdowns present themselves as excellent buying opportunities. This is not financial advice, guys. Of course, do your own research, but once you've been in the space for a number of years and you understand what's actually happening here, you know, and again, it is painful, but you know, if the cycle is not over, we're going to be in for some very nice price action over the course of the next 6 to 9 months. Again, 132% gain on Bitcoin in the example we just looked at. But when you compare that to some of the alt gains that you could be getting, again, you could be getting multiples of the type of returns that you could get on Bitcoin as well. So zooming back into the daily chart here, I think that we've got possibly a little bit more turbulence here before we're fully out of the woods. I would like to see us holding above the 200-day simple moving average. And as I was mentioning, using these opportunities, there has never been as much fear in the markets, guys. We had Bitcoin fear and greed getting as low as 20 on the fear and greed index. I don't think we've seen it as low as 20, not since all the way back here in 2022 have we gotten as low or lower than 20 on the fear and greed index for Bitcoin specifically. And if we jump over to the fear and greed index specifically for the wider crypto market, you can see we're currently at a score of 20 as well. And that score of 20, if we bring it all the way back here, we haven't experienced since at least 2023 or 2022 as well. And this has historically served as an excellent barometer for purchasing and selling and doing some swing trading when it comes to the price of Bitcoin and the wider crypto market. If you look at what's happening here, buying these dips when the entire market is in fear and then selling these tops when the entire market is filled with greed would have served you extremely well. You would have been able to buy these lows in August and September of 2024 last year, ride them up until the end of November, beginning of December to profit healthily, and then get out of the market again and buy back where we are now. But that's the thing, it's not easy to execute on those buy orders when the fear is at its highest. So think about that, try to be objective, try to put your emotions to the side and understand that these periods of fear are bottoms and typically followed by some consolidation and eventually a very nice run up in price, which coincides with greed moving to the upside. And that is your opportunity to capitalize on what's happening in the market at these time periods. So I hope that makes sense, guys. I know there's a lot of fear in the market at the moment, but we're going to be seeing some positive sentiment coming to the surface. Just one of the things that I saw today was the announcement of the first White House crypto summit. So the Trump administration is holding the first crypto summit in the White House on March 7th. Again, some piece or some semblance of positive sentiment for the crypto space when it feels like it's been a losing battle, especially for the past 10 days. So keep an eye on what's happening there. I wanted to give this quick update because, it's definitely painful, but these are the opportunities that you will look back on in a number of months and maybe be glad that you bought that dip. It's not financial advice, guys. Today's video is sponsored by Femex, the most efficient crypto trading and investment platform. There's a link for Femex in the description of the video below. Check it out for yourself. Do your own research and always make sure that you proceed with caution in the crypto space. It is volatile for a reason, but these dips are definitely an opportunity for you to capitalize on that volatility. As always, if you got any value out of this video, guys, please make sure to drop a thumbs up on it below, hit that subscribe button, smash the bell notification icon, and again, don't forget to grab your completely free copy, The Rise of Bitcoin. It's linked below the video in the description. Grab it now, and we'll catch you in the next one.